Good afternoon. My name is Nicole and today I will be looking into the nature of the performance piece Ode to Men by Emma Hall, which was presented as part of the Brisbane Festival 2018. Ode to Men is a piece that shows a very clear post-dramatic influence, but cannot be considered 100% post-dramatical since it still respects the three basic elements of dramatical theatre as explained by Brooke 1968. It has an actor, a space, and an audience, presented in the traditional form, and which in most post-dramatic works would have been presented with a certain variation in shape. In it, Emma was not only the performer, but she was also the theme of the piece, which is a principle noted by Lehman when looking into post-dramatic theatre. Furthermore, even though the script was a very important part of Ode to Men, the different elements involved in it had parataxis, which can be seen in the need that Ode to Men had of all of its elements to be able to deliver the different messages gauged from the performance rather than just from the script alone. It is also important to understand that certain emotions and specific moments of meaning would not have been able to be transmitted without intermediality produced by the interactions between Emma and the audiovisual elements in the piece. A place where this occurred was when Emma interacted with and reacted to the projections in the background of the stage while the piece's narrations came up. This being said, there was hypermediacy involved in it too, as throughout the performance, the use and manipulation of the different technological and audiovisual elements was very much noticed, and there did not seem to be a desire to minimize the awareness of the mediality in the piece, which could be seen when Emma used the projection banners to introduce the work of different researchers and writers. The audience was made to acknowledge their hypermediacy, or in other words, their ability to recognize and be aware of the media being used. They were aware of both the form in the moments when the actor manipulated the different parts of the stage and projection, and the origin of said effects. In Ode to Men, many social statements were made, most of which had to do with the perception of masculine ideals and the role they play in today's society. Throughout the performance, it was stated that the perception of what Australian men consider masculinity to be hasn't changed, even though the constant development of society has changed what is needed from the concept of masculinity. In the piece, Emma explains how belonging to a gender has little to do with the traits typically associated to it, i.e. strength and dominance for men, but rather to what is being human, and informed by each individual's responsibilities and roles. Emma also pointed out how the word husband has other power-related terms linked to it, which is a bit conflicting since in modern society women are becoming more central to the action and are taking high responsibility roles with more frequency, thus changing the perception of men as the central family role and questioning the consideration of a specific gender being seen as a dominant one. Finally, in Ode to Men, it was also stated that modern relationships have been modified to involve a more superficial level of connection. In conclusion, even though Ode to Men showed its post-dramatic influence through its different components, it could have amplified others to adhere itself more to Lehman's principles to show more of this influence. This being said, through the implementation of moments of audience interactions, the piece could have included more of what Lehman 2006 called a shared experience. In addition, the performance could have played more with the basic elements of theatre described by Brooke 1968 through the use of either the space or the audience in a way less related to dramatical theatre traditionally. It could have also amplified the use of non-verbal interactions between the performer and the media, or the performer and the audience, from which the audience could have read and interpreted meaning from the intermediality present, and which, as Campbell 2008 explained, can make a piece have a more open meaning and provide a new dimension for perception and another possible experience. Ode to Men could have also thrived from what Sergei Eisenstein describes as the reading from the clash between the elements and the energy resulting from it. Thus, through these changes making it possible for Ode to Men to show more clearly the influence of the post-dramatic paradigm through its components. Thank you.